Morning everyone, welcome back to Road Rodent Restore. I'm John. Okay then, so in this video I'm going to be finishing off a well overdue, well out of date, cool. I don't know how long it's been since I've worked on this landfill bike. I think I ended up with part 5, where I was doing the rack, and then I had the mishap with the handle grinder. As you know, I haven't really touched the bike since then, so I think it's time to start, or this thing is never going to get done. So in this video we're going to be finishing off the plastics dry build. As you know, I have done one side basically. Now I'm going to do the other side, and basically going to show you how I'm going to fix them to the frame. So anyway, without further ado, yes, let's get on with it. Previously on Triple R's, the landfill bike. This is for the other side of the bike, and as we know, we've already cut this one out for the other side, so I'm going to try and roughly measure it out and cut this side out as well. And I have a hole here, so if I stick that in there, and then just line these surfaces up just here. That should be a rough estimate, I reckon. I will just mark it out a bit extra just in case. And I want to say that's about bang on. Yes, a bit extra. So need to get that straight down to there. I know that's a lot extra. Still can't see, can you? I know that's a lot extra because it come off here somewhere. but you know, we'll just cut that piece out to be safe. See how that sits on there. Looks okay. Put a bolt through it, but it's got a bit of a break there. So I'm going to use a big washer. Screw that in there. Put that in there. Tighten that up there. And then we can go on to the next bit. Okay, so we've roughly cut this piece out. See what it looks like on there. Right, so now I've got a better idea of where to cut that. I don't know if it was straight or it went up. I'll have to check it with the other side. So yes, looks alright, getting there. I'm happy with that. Okay, so on this side of the bike, all the lugs have broken off on this side, and rather than try and plastic weld them all back on, I've just drilled a hole in this one so I can push a bolt through, put a nut on it to hold it into place. I'm going to drill another hole just there to hold it into the frame. So let's do that. See if that's big enough. No, not quite. Bit more drilling. Another step. Should do it. Perfect. Okay, so let's get this stuck on the bike so we can mark the hole in the frame. Basically that just screws through this hole. Where's my bolt? Get a bolt somewhere. There you are. Found it. So basically I'm just going to stick a long bolt through. There is a bit of a gap here, so I'll need a spacer. I'm just going to use that as my spacer and then push it through the hole. Put a big washer on the other side and then a nut. Let's just push that in there, put that up there, go around the back, put the nut on just to hold it fairly securely in place, and then we can mark with the drill the next hole. Now this is out of line, but there's going to be a bit of movement in that when I make that hole a bit bigger, hopefully. So if we put that there, should be spot on. Try and make mark on the frame. Should be enough, and we can take all this off again. There we go, there's our mark. So let's drill that. As you can probably hear with the drill, I'm trying to keep the drill as slow as possible. Oh dear, so much for my safety angle. So as you know, that's got to go in there. It's not quite big enough. So let's go another step with our step drill. Perfect. Make sure we've got the right nut rivet. Test our bolt. Oh yes, perfect. Okay, so we just screw this onto our gizmo rivet thing. Not that way, that's back to front. Do it the right way, then you'll probably end up doing the job right. So just screw that on there, like so. There is like all different fittings with the kit. I did get this for last Christmas, which is absolutely fantastic. Thank you to my better half. Okay, so we just push it in all the way and then squeeze the triggers. Squeeze the triggers, you know what I mean. Just give it a good squeeze till it can't go anymore. And nothing happens. You can adjust this thing so if the trigger doesn't close enough, you can get a bit more leverage on it. So you want to make sure it's nice and tight in there. And I think that should do it. Just unscrew the back part. Just unscrew this and it should come out. It's easier if you close the gun, I've found. There we go. Another nice fixing. How easy is that? So now we can put our panel back on. Put our bolt through first because we've got to put that spacer on. The spacer back on. Line it up and push it through the hole. Put the washer on the back. Put the nut on the back. And now it's not as simple as just pushing the bolt through there, because if I push that to the frame, it doesn't quite sit right. Up here, see it's sticking off, which is no good. Which means that this wants to be slightly, so there's got to be a spacer in there. So a good trick that my grandma taught me many years ago. My grandma, oh my god. Okay, it's a very long bolt, but it's the best I can do for the moment. So yes, that's got to go through there, screw into there, but that needs a spacer. So to space it out, just keep using washers and adding them until you get to the right size. And when you've got to the right size, unbolt it and then make a spacer, then make a spacer to the thickness you have created. Grandmas are great, aren't they? Put that through first. Put 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to put 5. One more for luck. A bed. Find the hole. No, maybe 4. Let's take one off. Take one washer off. That might be about right. Maybe 3 or 4. Just try 3. One fallen off. Yes, I think that will do perfect. 3 washers. So we need to make a spacer 3 washers thick. I don't think that's going to go through because it'll probably hit the other side of the frame. But you never know. Yes, perfect. I'm not going to be using these bolts, I'll be using something like this. That's the final fixings. So that's that. That needs a minor adjustment. Needs a minor adjustment on the hole, so I can bring that crack open a bit. And then we've got to do the fixing on this end, which is going to be out when I cut all this off, because that's got to attach to there. And on the other side I just plastic welded. Well, I'm only going to have about, I think it was about that size, something like that. I'm going to cut down there, cut up there, just have that piece there onto there, which fixes it to the frame just there. So that should be all nice and secure when that's fixed to the frame down there. So that's another bit of the puzzle. Still got to try and get that bit neater. I'm thinking of doing is taking that off and the look behind it, eating it up and trying to bend it back a bit, and that'll be spot on. So that's a plastic weld these lugs back on. That one, and that one. I've got my little bolts to go through into there. Oh yes, I've just got to make that block off for this side. Block that bit off. And make a fixing for this bit. There's a nice gap down there, but on the inside I'm going to put one of panel bond down it, and I might make some triangular shape plastic bits to sort of reinforce it, if you know what I mean. And then we've got a, I'm not sure if that's the right bracket on there, so I'm sure that bracket had another bit coming up for that to screw onto. Don't you draw, just stay there, you silly little thing. See, so I've got to go fix in there. I've got to work out what I'm going to do here. I've got to plastic fold that bit there. Got to get all this crap off. So I've had enough. So this video is a